The Reds have signed pitcher Wade Miley to a 2-year, $14 million a year contract. And here's my thoughts on this. First of all, the guy, he doesn't go deep in the games. He allows a lot of base runners. You look at that stuff, is it a concern? A little bit, but he's a veteran. He's a veteran pitcher. He's a career 4.23 ERA type of guy that provides depth to this team. And more importantly, he wasn't really signed to be this number 2, number 3 spot in the order. He's signed to be that number 5 guy in this rotation. He can do that. I think after these past couple of seasons he had, if he can stay healthy, he's got the potential to be better than that. And the Reds are starting to get in that position after how many losing seasons in a row where we want to win now. And you got to look and think depth. In this case, if Miley can't play, or if Miley gets hurt, or if Wade Miley gets hurt, someone in that, anybody in a rotation for that matter, you have Miley as that backup, or you have Wade Miley, depending how the season goes. You have that 6th or 7th type starter in a rotation. The last thing you want to do is pick up all these pieces in free agency, have a couple guys in a rotation go down, and all of a sudden you're stuck with, 4 or 5 number 4, number 5 guys in a rotation that belong in the AAA and not pitching too well and costing his team games. Which brings up point number 2, being that these guys are looking to win right now. There's a lot of chatter and a lot of Reds fans that I see out there wanting Nick Castellanos or possibly a guy like Corey Dickerson. There's nobody I love more than Corey Dickerson. Let me tell you what, how much I'd love to see that guy sign. But here's my thing with this. Maybe it's just me being, a big Reds fan here and being hopeful that these guys turn out. But I feel like Irvin batted 270 last season. You got Winker batted 270 last season. And then you have Aquino. We already know what he did when he came into the league last season. That's 3 great players in the outfield. You're already going to start Senzel at center field, of course. But that's 3 guys you got right there. You already have a depth guy. And it's like, do we really need that position more than, I don't know, maybe like where Freddie Galvis is playing shortstop? I feel like Galvis, a guy surprisingly, he's been a solid hitter throughout his career, but a guy that hasn't had an on-base percentage above 307 ever. Imagine that, 307 on base, but he doesn't draw a lot of walks at the end of the day. You worry about a guy like that coming in there. If he, he comes and starts struggling, he's not going to provide that on base. The struggle is going to be real, and you are depending on him because we really don't have anybody else that can play shortstop on this team. If there's a position you'd want to look at, you would consider shortstop. And if you really want to sign a guy in free agency, then you talk about maybe, if you want to sign a Castellanos or a Dickerson, somebody like that, then you have to consider moving one of those guys in the outfield and maybe trading for a shortstop or finding some sort of depth there. That's my thinking, at least, because I think my biggest problem with this outfield last year was every time one of these guys got hot, we benched a guy and bring somebody else in because we was working on a platoon all season. You got to let these guys get a full 150, 160 games in and see what they're made of. You can't get rolling playing 120 games a season, or you can't get rolling playing 3 straight games and then getting benched for the next game, or playing 2 games bench, 2 games bench, 1 game bench. You can't rotate. It doesn't work. A player needs to get in that groove. When he gets in that groove, he needs to play. And I think that was one of the problems you had last year. I have a lot of faith in all those guys in the outfield. I'd love to see what they could do this year. Give, 3 of them a chance and one of them struggles, then bench them for a while. Then, that's the thing though. You don't want to go into this season, if you're the Reds, and see all 3 of these guys go out there and, simply put crap to bed. So you look at a guy like Dickerson or Castellanos, who's going to provide that cog, going to provide that big bat, and guarantees you to do that. But at that expense, you're benching another one of these young guys. Personally, I know it ain't easy, but, you want to find a guy that can be versatile. And there's plenty of guys on this team that can play third base, they can play outfield. You can stick anybody at first base. But like I said, that shortstop, if the shortstop goes down, and then what? All in all, though, I love the aggressiveness out of the Reds here in this offseason, trying to turn this team around, trying to make them a contender this year, and I'm here for it.